everybody, Namaste from India. This is Bishakha Jain reporting at the 3-week Web3 Summit. Today, we will see many technologies coming together and being churned into a cohesive whole at this summit. The goal behind bringing all the technologies together is one, making the digital universe a safer place for everybody consuming it. Because today we have technology at almost everybody's fingertips, isn't it? And everything that uses security or technology has data involved in it, and data is the new oil. So let us talk about what are things that we can do to protect our data. We can go through measures of data privacy, which is all about access, use, and collection of data, and the data subject's legal right to the data. Data privacy is also concerned with the cost if data privacy is breached, and such costs include the so-called hard cost, which is the infamous financial penalties imposed by regulators, compensation payments in lawsuits such as non-compliance with contractual principles, and soft cost, which is the reputational loss and loss of client trust, to name a few. Safety in cybersecurity is the safe and responsible use of information and communication technology. And an effective security strategy uses a range of approaches to minimize vulnerabilities and target many types of cyber threats. Detection, prevention, and response to security threats involve the use of security policies, softwares, and IT services. However, there are many myths that exist in the world of cybersecurity. Let us look at some of them and also the facts about these myths that cause the companies to ignore the IT infrastructures, or worse, make them think that their current IT infrastructure is sufficient. The first myth, that cyber attackers do not target small and medium-sized companies. The fact is, small and medium-sized companies think that they have a natural shield against cyber threat because they're so small and think no one cares about their data. But the truth is not it at all. Cyber attackers often do not target specific companies. On the contrary, they want to attack everything that comes under their radar and increase their profit. And small and medium businesses also automatically find themselves in the middle of these attacks, as they often do not have advanced security software and specialized IT teams. As a matter of fact, it should be underlined that they are taken for granted by hackers because they are not good enough in terms of cybersecurity. The next myth, that strong passwords are enough to prevent data breach. The fact is, companies think that internal passwords created with standard procedures are strong enough to keep their workflow secure. This is also wrong. Using strong passwords, applications should only be considered the first step, and multi-layered security measures such as two-factor authentication, database access monitoring, and data masking should be restored to. The next myth, that only certain industries are vulnerable to cyber attacks. The fact is, some companies think that cyber criminals will not target them because of the industry they operate in. Again, some companies think that do not have data worth stealing. They're both wrong. All companies contain chunks of sensitive data that are worth stealing, including credit card numbers, address details, and personal information. That is why companies with relevant sensitive data, not just specific industries, are highly attractive for cyber attackers. The next myth, cyber threats come from outside. The fact is, cyber threats do not always come from outside. On the contrary, they are mostly built on conquering the castle from within. Of course, external threats should be carefully monitored and controlled. But denying the existence of internal threat is one of the biggest mistakes made. Internal threat can arise from a deliberate attempt by an employee seeking financial gain or revenge against the company, or from a mistake made by an employee who has not received adequate cybersecurity training. Next myth is that antivirus and anti-malware software are enough to keep us safe. The fact is, this is almost impossible. Antivirus and anti-malware software without leaving any room for doubt is necessary to ensure the security of our company, but they are not enough on their own. Two types of software cannot protect your entire IT infrastructure against cyber threat. Therefore, we should have a comprehensive cybersecurity solution that not only includes basic software and hardware support, but also includes a multi-layered data access security structure and employee training. The last myth that I would bring to the table is that the fact that organizations and people think that we have provided full cybersecurity, everything is now okay. This is wrong. You should see cybersecurity as a process, and also always keep in mind that you may encounter newer and more complex cyber attacks, and you should always try to improve your data security infrastructure. For this, you can use privileged access management applications. These are the few things that I wanted to bring to book as you go on learning from this esteemed summit about the various technology, to keep in mind how can we protect the ever-changing and ever-evolving dynamics of technology. Because at the end of the day, security is everyone's business. And when you stop thinking, the attacker starts thinking. Continual learning is the way, and being vigilant is the only way out. I wish you a very happy learning experience. May our gather be well. Thank you.